Hey everyone! Are you ready to take your English listening skills to the next level? In today's video, we've put together a fantastic listening practice session designed to help you understand native speakers more easily. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's improve your English together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Let's get started.
Hey Alex. Thanks for meeting me at the coffee shop today. I am so glad we finally found time to hang out on a weekend.
Hey Chloe. Same here. I almost couldn't make it on time today because Barnaby was acting up this morning.
Oh no, what happened with Barnaby? Is he feeling okay, or was he just being his usual energetic self?
He is completely fine, just way too smart for his own good. I was trying to tie my shoes, and he decided it was the perfect time to drop his slobbery tennis ball directly into my sneaker.
That is hilarious. He really wanted you to play fetch right at that exact moment, didn't he?
Exactly. When I picked up the ball to put it on the table, he sat right in front of me, tilted his head to the side, and gave me this intense gaze. He has these deep amber eyes that make you feel like he is reading your mind.
Border collies are unbelievable with their eye contact. Buster does something similar, but because he is a golden retriever, his expression is just pure goofiness rather than intense focus.
How is Buster doing lately? Did you bring him on your morning jog today?
I sure did. We did a full 5-kilometer run around the neighborhood park. He was practically pulling me along the trail.
I still remember the story of how you first adopted him. You went to the animal shelter just to drop off some supplies, right?
Yes, back in 2023. I had no intention of adopting a dog that day. I just wanted to donate a few old blankets and some cans of dog food. But as I was walking past the kennels, I saw Buster sitting at the very back of his cage.
What was he doing when you saw him? Was he barking or hiding?
He wasn't barking at all. He looked so lonely and confused. But when I walked up to his door, he slowly stood up, walked over, and pushed his soft nose right through the metal bars into my hand.
That moment must have melted your heart completely.
It really did. I looked into his warm brown eyes, and I knew right then and there that I couldn't leave him behind. I filled out the adoption papers that very afternoon and brought him home.
Rescue dogs are so special. It always feels like they know you saved them, and they show this endless gratitude every single day.
Absolutely. Even now, 3 years later, he follows me from room to room like a fluffy golden shadow. Whenever I sit on the couch to read or work on my laptop, he rests his heavy head right on my feet.
That sounds so comforting. Barnaby is my first dog, and getting him from the farm trainer was a huge turning point in my life. I was living alone and felt pretty isolated at the time.
Having a companion like Barnaby must have changed your daily routine completely.
It changed everything. Before Barnaby, I would stay in bed late on weekends and spend hours staring at my phone. But a border collie doesn't let you be lazy.
They are working dogs, after all. They need constant physical exercise and mental stimulation.
Exactly. Barnaby needs at least 2 hours of active exercise every day. We do agility training, frisbee catching, and advanced trick training. If I don't give him a job to do, he will invent his own job, which usually means rearranging my shoes or opening the kitchen cabinets.
Wait, he can actually open kitchen cabinets? How does he manage that?
He uses his paws and his nose to hook the handles. He even figured out how to press the lever handle on my back door to let himself out into the yard. I had to replace all the door handles in my house with round knobs just to keep him inside.
That is incredible, Alex. His intelligence is on another level. What do you think is the cutest thing he does, besides being a genius?
For me, it is his welcome home routine. Whenever I come back from work, he doesn't just wag his tail, his entire body wiggles from his shoulders to his hips. He goes and finds his favorite squeaky plush toy, brings it to me, and makes these soft, happy noises that sound like he is trying to speak English.
Oh, that soft wiggling welcome is the best feeling in the world. Buster does a similar thing, but he always brings me a sock. It doesn't matter whose sock it is or where he found it, he has to present a sock to me whenever I walk through the front door.
Animals have such unique personalities and quirks. It really makes you realize how complex their emotional lives are.
Speaking of emotional lives, have you noticed how much Barnaby helps you manage stress?
100%. Whenever I have a rough day at work or feel overwhelmed by personal stuff, just spending 30 minutes playing fetch with him resets my brain completely.
When you are training a dog or playing with them, you have to be completely present in the moment. You can't be worrying about work emails or paying bills when you are trying to timing a frisbee throw for a high-jumping dog.
Exactly. It forces you into a state of mindfulness. Buster has also been amazing for my social life. Before I got him, I hardly knew anyone living on my street.
Really? So walking Buster helped you meet your neighbors?
Absolutely. A big, friendly golden retriever is the ultimate conversation starter. People constantly stop us to ask his name, pat his head, or ask about his breed. Through Buster, I have made friends with dozens of people in the neighborhood.
That is such a great benefit. Barnaby is a bit more reserved with strangers than Buster, but he is extremely protective and functional around the house.
In what way? Does he help you with household tasks?
He actually does. I taught him how to pick up dropped items like my keys, TV remote, or slippers. If I drop my keys while my hands are full of grocery bags, I just say, "Keys, Barnaby," and he picks them up gently with his mouth and hands them to my pocket level.
Wow, he is like your personal little assistant. Buster's primary skill is just being a giant, warm-weighted blanket.
That is a very important skill, too. Emotional support is just as valuable as physical tasks.
It really is. Whenever I am feeling down, Buster will come over, sit right beside me, and lean his entire body weight against my legs. He just stays there in complete silence, offering this pure, non-judgmental comfort.
Humans always try to give advice or fix problems when you are sad, but dogs just offer their silent presence. Sometimes, that is all you really need to feel better.
Exactly. They don't care about your job title, how much money you make, or what you look like. They just care that you are there and that you love them.
That unconditional acceptance is so rare in the human world. It really teaches you how to be a better, more compassionate person.
By the way, Chloe, speaking of observing animal behaviors and appreciating nature, are you still up for heading over to the city zoo today?
Oh, definitely. The sun is out, the temperature is perfect, and I have been wanting to check out their new wildlife sanctuary habitat for months.
Awesome. Let's finish up our coffee and head straight there.
Wow, look at the entrance of this new sanctuary area. The layout is so open and natural.
I know, right? It feels like we are walking through an actual forest reserve rather than a traditional city zoo.
They have really moved away from the old concrete cages. These large, open-air environments with real vegetation, climbing structures, and water features are so much healthier for the animals.
Look over there near the rock formation and the waterfall. Are those Bengal tigers?
Yes, they are. Look at the vibrant orange fur and those bold black stripes. They are absolutely breathtaking up close.
Look at that tiger stretching on top of the smooth boulder. Chloe, doesn't that stretch look familiar to you?
It looks exactly like a domestic house cat stretching after a nap on the living room rug.
Exactly. It arches its back, extends its front paws as far as possible, and spreads its toes. The feline family shares so many core physical traits regardless of their size.
It is fascinating. Whether it is a small 5-pound house cat or a 400-pound wild Bengal tiger, their fundamental anatomy is almost identical.
They have the same ultra-flexible spine, retractable claws, powerful hind legs for jumping, and incredible night vision.
And look at how that tiger walks down toward the water pool. It moves with total elegance and absolute silence, stepping so lightly despite weighing hundreds of kilograms.
How do they walk so quietly on dry leaves and gravel?
It comes down to the soft, thick pads under their paws. Those pads act like natural shock absorbers and mufflers. They cushion every step and eliminate the sound of impact, which allows them to stalk prey in the wild without making a sound.
That is a brilliant evolutionary adaptation. It makes you realize how specialized predators are.
Domestic cats still keep those exact same predatory instincts, too. When a house cat crouches low, wiggles its hindquarters, and pounces on a feathered toy, it is using the exact same hunting sequence that a wild tiger uses to catch deer in the jungle.
The only difference is that domestic cats were tamed thousands of years ago to live alongside humans, while tigers remained wild apex predators.
Right. Cats basically domesticated themselves by choosing to live near human grain stores where mice were plentiful. It was a mutually beneficial partnership. Humans got pest control, and cats got an easy source of food and shelter.
Tigers, on the other hand, need huge territories to roam and hunt independently. Seeing them here in this spacious habitat makes me glad that modern zoos are focusing so much on conservation and species protection.
Me too. Many tiger species in the wild are critically endangered due to habitat loss and poaching. Places like this help educate the public while keeping a healthy genetic pool for the species.
Let's walk over the wooden bridge toward the primate habitat, Chloe. I can hear the calls of the gibbons from here.
Lead the way. Primates are always one of the most entertaining and insightful sections of any wildlife sanctuary.
Look at that group of chimpanzees sitting together under the large shade tree.
Look at the mother chimp grooming the smaller one. She is using her fingers so delicately to clean the young one's fur.
The hands of primates always amaze me. Look at those opposable thumbs and fingernails. They look almost identical to human hands.
That is because we share over 98% of our DNA with chimpanzees. We are extremely close relatives in the evolutionary tree.
Look at that young chimp picking up a small stick to dig inside a hollow log. Is it trying to reach insects inside?
Yes, that is classic tool use. For a long time, scientists believed that humans were the only species capable of making and using tools. But primatologist Jane Goodall proved that wild chimps modify sticks to fish for termites.
That completely changed how science defines intelligence and human uniqueness.
It really did. Chimpanzees don't just use tools, they also pass down those techniques to their children. Different chimp groups in different parts of Africa actually have distinct cultural traditions for how they use stones to crack open nuts or use leaves to scoop up water.
So they actually have regional cultures. That is mind-blowing, Chloe.
It shows that intelligence is not a binary switch that only humans possess. It is a vast spectrum, and many animal species have rich intellectual and social lives.
Look at the way they communicate with each other using facial expressions and hand gestures. That one chimp just held out an open palm to ask for a piece of fruit from the other.
Their social structures are incredibly complex. They form alliances, build deep friendships, experience grief when a family member dies, and even engage in political power struggles within the troop.
Seeing them interact like this makes you realize how much emotion and awareness exists in the non-human world.
Exactly. We often measure animal intelligence by how well they obey human commands or perform tricks, but that is a very biased way of looking at it. Each animal species has developed the exact type of intelligence it needs to survive and thrive in its environment.
Like how elephants have incredible spatial memory, or how dolphins use complex sonar to navigate the ocean.
Precisely. Every species has its own unique genius.
Oh, look at the sign ahead. The timber wolf habitat is right down this shaded pathway.
Now this is something I am particularly excited to see. As a border collie owner, studying wolf behavior is endlessly fascinating to me.
Look at the size of that gray wolf standing on top of the grassy hill. It looks so powerful and wild.
Look at its long legs, deep chest, and wide paws. Wolves are built for endurance, trotting over vast distances in cold climates.
When you look at that wolf, it is hard to believe that every single dog breed in the world today, from your smart border collie Barnaby to my friendly golden retriever Buster, is descended from wild wolf ancestors.
It is one of the most remarkable evolutionary stories in history. The process of dog domestication began tens of thousands of years ago during the Ice Age.
How did that relationship even start? Were ancient humans capturing wild wolf pups and raising them?
Scientists believe it was actually a gradual, two-way process. Wolves that were naturally slightly less fearful of humans started scavenging around ancient hunter-gatherer campsites for leftover animal bones and food scraps.
So the braver, calmer wolves had an easier time finding food near humans.
Exactly. Over generations, those calmer wolves reproduced with each other, becoming increasingly comfortable around human settlements. In return, these proto-dogs provided humans with an incredible early warning system against large predators like cave bears and saber-toothed cats.
Because of their sharp hearing and amazing sense of smell.
Right. Eventually, humans and dogs started hunting together. Dogs used their speed and tracking abilities to locate game, and humans used weapons to bring the game down. It was a game-changing partnership for both species.
Look at the wolf pack over there in the clearing. See how they interact with each other? One wolf just tucked its tail slightly and lowered its head as the larger wolf walked past.
That is clear submissive body language. Wolves communicate constantly through subtle signals, ear positions, tail height, eye contact, and body posture.
Barnaby and Buster still use those exact same body signals today.
They really do. When Buster rolls over onto his back to show his belly, he is using an ancient canine gesture of trust and non-aggression that comes straight from wolf pack communication.
And what about the way dogs circle around 3 times before lying down on their dog beds? I heard that comes from wild ancestors flattening tall grass and clearing away bugs before sleeping.
That is totally true. Even after thousands of years of living in warm, comfortable human homes, those wild instincts are still hardwired into their genetic code.
It is amazing how much history is packed inside our household pets.
Let's finish our tour by visiting the elephant sanctuary near the large natural lake.
Oh yes. I love elephants. They are so gentle and majestic.
Look at the size of that herd grazing near the water. The matriarch, the large female leading the group, is massive.
Look at how she uses her trunk to tear off a clump of grass, swish it around in the water to wash off the dirt, and then pop it into her mouth.
An elephant's trunk is one of the most remarkable organs in the animal kingdom. It contains over 40,000 individual muscles.
40,000 muscles in just the trunk? That is crazy.
It is. That gives them the strength to push over entire trees, but also the fine motor control to pick up a single blade of grass or gently stroke a newborn baby calf.
Look at the baby elephant playing in the mud near its mother. It keeps stepping on its own trunk. It looks like it hasn't quite figured out how to control it yet.
Elephant calves actually take several years to fully master using their trunks. It requires a lot of practice and brain development.
That baby is so cute. But beyond their physical size and strength, what impresses me most about elephants is their profound emotional depth.
They are famous for their empathy, social intelligence, and incredible memory.
Did you know that elephants are one of the very few animal species known to perform mourning rituals for their dead?
Yes, it is deeply touching. When an elephant in a herd passes away, the remaining family members will stand silently around the body for hours, gently touching the bones with their trunks.
They even return to the burial site years later and pause in complete silence. It shows a level of grief and respect that is truly profound.
It really challenges the old idea that humans are the only creatures with deep feelings, memories, and spiritual-like connections to family members.
Seeing all these animals today, from our pets at home to tigers, chimps, wolves, and elephants, makes me feel so much more connected to the natural world.
It gives you a great sense of perspective, doesn't it? We share this planet with millions of incredible species, each with its own place, purpose, and intelligence.
It also reminds us of our heavy responsibility as humans. Since we have so much power over the environment, we have to protect these habitats and make sure these magnificent creatures don't disappear.
Absolutely. Protecting wildlife and being a responsible pet owner come from the exact same root: respect and compassion for non-human life.
Well said, Chloe. Taking care of Buster has made me a much more empathetic person overall.
Same here with Barnaby. Pets are like our personal bridge to the animal kingdom. They bring a little piece of nature into our modern, busy lives.
Today was such an amazing day. I am so glad we decided to come here together.
Me too, Alex. How about we grab a cool glass of lemonade at the zoo cafe, sit by the lake, and watch the elephants for a little while longer before we head back home to feed our furry friends?
That sounds like a perfect ending to a perfect day. Let's do it!